Hello and welcome back to Too Weird Didn't Watch, the show where we review movies based only on their very weird descriptions. You should say your name now.
I'm Brantley.
I'm Albert.
Awkward.
I can cut out the silence, dude.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, this week we're going to go into a little sci-fi.
All right.
Classic sci-fi.
Classic sci-fi.
First up, we have The Incredible Petrified World.
What's so incredible about it?
Presumably that is petrified.
Nah, that's not that incredible.
When a diving bell goes missing, along with its crew of 4, which that's a really big diving bell, by the way. Diving bells were generally like 1 to 2 person.
2 person. I've seen some pictures of big ones.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Those are a really bad system.
Well, you could take it down and then like go out and come back and go out and come back.
Their expedition gives up hope of finding them alive. Just immediately. We can't find them. I mean, in fairness, they do have the hose that the air is attached to, and it just goes limp. It's like, well, they're dead.
Okay.
Let's go home for some tacos.
Do you have any hope? Nope. No hope.
We are hopeless. It's just a dull void anyways. This world's basically petrified.
There's nothing interesting down there.
However, the missing vehicle, that should be in quotes, because it's not really a vehicle, has become trapped in a labyrinth of underwater caverns. Which again, unless this hose is magic, they are already dead.
Maybe okay. I don't think the caverns are actually, like, they're underwater, but I'm assuming that there is air in the caverns.
Okay. It's like a sponge. After exiting their craft, the foursome encounter a survivor.
Drown.
Drown immediately. The end.
Those people were right to give up hope.
After exiting their craft, the foursome encounters a survivor from a shipwreck who informs them that there is no escape from their underwater tomb.
The end.
Also the end. It's a downer of a movie. Do you have hope? What's the point in hope? And they drowned.
There's no escape, guys.
It's not really a movie. It's a PSA about diving, unsafe diving.
Even if you do find an underwater cavern, there's no escape from your underwater tomb. Wait, is it literally an underwater tomb?
Well, probably not, because our intrepid explorers.
Oh,
however,
that wasn't the end. I'm sorry.
No.
I thought you were being serious. That was all there was.
Trace the flow of oxygen to a volcanic vent in a possible escape route.
So the guy lied to them?
I mean, he did not have a diving bell.
I hit you like a diving bell.
Boo, 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 boo.
So, how long? Wait a minute. So they're down in their diving bell.
Mm-hmm.
End up in an underwater cave. It's not completely underwater. Like the diving bell pops
it goes missing. So,
and then they just encounter this other guy who's wandering around in the cave, and he's like, "Yeah, y'all are gonna die."
I'm trying to figure out how it would happen. Like, because presumably they're in one of those caves that, like in Atlantis Lost Empire, just, does the whole grease trap thing where the water stays down.
Right.
How would you get a diving bell up there?
Well, it does call it a vehicle. Maybe it has like weird track things or.
This came out in 1957.
They had wheels in 1957.
They didn't have undersea wheels.
Did they have like
a little pedal thing?
I don't know.
The little propeller?
They had.
It makes that sound. I refuse
They
to
had
accept
submarines in 1957.
Yeah, they didn't have good ones.
They were good enough to get into an undersea cave.
But it's not called that. It's called a diving bell. Which is basically an anchor that you don't anchor to stuff. And people sit inside.
Right.
And then leave. And then come back.
Maybe they were able to walk it around. They like picked it up and walked on their shoulders. I mean, not on their shoulders. They had the diving bell on their shoulders.
Okay, but how does it go missing? Because, again, you have the tube of oxygen, which is the whole point of having a diving bell.
I'm beginning to suspect the guy in the cave.
Like, he did this?
Yeah, he had like a giant magnet.
I like to think...
Looney Tunes style.
Even more fun is like he went in there and just like grabbed it and swam.
He pushed it with his forehead.
Maybe he was trying to escape. Maybe he's like, I'll drag this in there. Like, he was getting low in oxygen, so I'll drag this in there and then I can use this to get out. And then he
pops up and there's like 4 guys in there. He's like,
Like, he got caught on the rocks and then it cut the hose. He's like, yeah, there's no escape now that I broke your thing. My bad. And then in a fit of rage, they kill him.
I'm imagining, so they're in this diving bell. They find a volcanic vent. There's no way this movie doesn't end with the volcano erupting and them riding inside the diving bell upside down to the surface.
There is
completely unharmed.
If that was a Today movie, which that's basically Journey to the Center of the Earth, If it was a Today movie, you'd be right. But there is a very strong argument for why that won't be the case.
Why?
It was made in 1957.
They didn't know about volcanoes
They
in
knew about volcanoes.
1957?
They didn't know how to replicate them.
Nah.
Also, they probably didn't know volcanoes.
They Journey to the Center of the Earth came out in 1960 something. They had a volcano in that. I think you're way underestimating the technology level of 1957.
They were dumb.
It wasn't Stone Age time back then. You're thinking of like the 1800s.
Basically the same thing.
They're not posing for daguerreotypes. They have a movie.
Yeah, there's no way they bred a volcano out there.
Okay, well, I guess
it'll probably be one of those things where they claim it happened, where they get in the diving bell and the screen shakes a whole lot.
Okay,
and there's like the lava, and then they get out and it goes, miraculously we survived.
They cut to like stock footage of a volcano erupting.
And then they're basically in Hawaii.
Right.
Like in my mind, that's where they wind up.
Okay.
And then conveniently, their shipmates come to port and goes, "Oh, you guys are here. Cool. We abandoned you. We had no hope of finding you." Up next, we have the amazing transparent man, who is both amazing and transparent. Not invisible, mind you.
Yeah, you can.
You can see through him, but he's amazing.
He's just like the transparency isn't what's amazing about him. Like if he was totally,
he's like a really good acrobat, but you can see through him.
Yeah, I like that we've had the invisible ghost and now this. Yeah. This is much more creative. Like he's just a dude, and he's not invisible.
He's not just a dude. He's amazing.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cast aspersions, but at least it's unusual.
Yeah,
that this guy would be transparent.
Crazed ex-military officer Paul Krenner has dreams of world domination when he forces unwilling scientist Peter Ulof to do his bidding.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Which? Okay. What?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
It's so fun. What's your thought? You get a face and a thought, and I want to hear the thought.
Nope.
What's your thought? Come on, share with the class. Share with the entire world.
I'm just like imagining some kind of hazing scenario. Like his bidding isn't anything in particular nefarious. It's just like,
bring me a sandwich.
Yes.
In my mind, he's M. Bison from the Street Fighter movie.
I never saw that, so I can't comment there.
Ridiculous and great.
Okay.
Ulof, spelled U-L-O-F, so not Olaf. Ulof.
Right.
Must develop a process to induce invisibility through atomic radiation. I like to think that this guy just
This guy's demanding to be radiated. It seems like there's a really simple solution to this problem.
I like to think that he just came to him with this. Like, it wasn't the doctor was working on this. He just, like, busts in the lab and goes, make me invisible!
It's like, I work with radium. Do you want to put a lot of that in your body and see what happens?
Seems legit! Which neither of them got the meme, because that's, like, 50 years out.
Yeah, he said, seems legit, inmate.
With this in his armory, an invisible man, Krenner plans to create an invisible military force and sell it to the highest bidder. So he's abandoned his dream of world domination already.
I'm imagining him like at the bidding process. He's like, behold, my invisible army. And there's just like an empty room. The guys are like, what are we supposed to take your word for it?
Guys, he's like, do some jumping jacks or something. I don't know, make noise. They got like a band. They're all holding instruments so they play music, but they're military, so they're very bad at it. He goes, it may look like poor music, but it's great military. Do taps. Everyone knows taps.
Do they have to? Okay, is this the Invisible Man scenario where they have to be naked?
That was my next question. Which makes this the worst army anyway, because then they either have to put on like body armor or pick up guns, and it's immediately ruined. So it's just they have no face, really, is what it is.
The guys like guns floating towards you over the path. But it's 1950s special effects, so it's just like guns on a string.
On strings. Okay, now he wants to sell this to the highest bidder.
Right.
And this is where it gets great. They break safecracker Joey Faust out of jail and make him invisible so that they can steal more radium. Which is what was amazing about him. He's a safecracker.
I hate those unsafe crackers.
And the best part of the thing, then events take an unexpected turn. Thus far, it's been predictable. But at this point, it gets wacky and insane.
So, is he invisible when he breaks the guy out of prison?
It doesn't say he's invisible, so they just like break.
I want to imagine that he is the prison door opens and like this guy hears voices talking to him. He's like, "You must come with me to break."
Put in there all like with the string still.
Right. Well, no, but the guy is like, "What is going on?
Come with me." He
thinks he's like the world's brash ghost. It's like ghosts are usually way more subtle about this. They rattle chains and stuff. He's like, dude.
In fairness, he's probably like knocking the guards around. And he's like, I will free you. And guard gets knocked out. What? Fair not, Johnny Faust. Or Joey Faust, whatever your name is. Joey Faust.
Okay.
Also, meaningful name, Faust. Makes a deal with this clearly crazed ex-military guy. Representing
is it spelled like
devil.
Faust?
F-A-U-S-T.
I say that Faust.
It's Faust.
Yep. Okay.
You're wrong.
We can agree to disagree here.
I'm agreeing that you're wrong.
Okay. I agree that you're also wrong.
All right. Good call.
Best friends.
Yay. But this plan is amazing. Breaks into a lab. Or demands to be made invisible. Breaks a dude out of prison. Makes him invisible to break in other places and steal radium. So that he can make an invisible army.
And the great part about this is he's invisible. He can break into an entire prison. The only thing that's stopping him is that they keep it in a safe. He gets in there, he's like, dang nabbit!
He's like taking guys out, because he's ex-military trained. He's knocking guys through. Gets all the way through, and then no one said anything about a save! If he's not the most overtop guy in the world, I'm going to be sorely disappointed. Because I like the idea that he's just like yelling at the top of his lungs while trying to be invisible.
Those like drills floating around, like he's like, like trying to get in there. Like, oh, I do not have the right equipment for this.
Okay, who is the best safecracker in the world? Well, I don't know because they're hidden. Who's the best in prison then? This guy, Joey Faust. I'll be back! He leaves the guy at the lab. He's like, should I call the police?
Faust is like, oh man, are you going to take my soul? No, why would you ask that? I've always wanted to sell my soul to somebody.
I've got
I don't know why, but it's just
family legacy to hold up to, it's whatever. Anyways, what's the deal? I'm going to break you out and you'll work for me.
And then I don't have to go to hell afterwards?
What do I get?
That sounds like a great deal.
Man, great grandpa Faust, you suck.
I'm going to get all this money and be invisible, and then I can go to heaven if I want to.
So again, the plan is to make an invisible army.
Yep.
Which he will then
sell to the highest bidder.
Which he will then sell with his end goal is world domination.
He's going to sell his army.
Is his plan to keep making the army and have them sold around the world to the point where everyone has an invisible army and then he goes, I'm in charge now.
Maybe the invisible, like the empty room thing
I'm
is
picturing
legit.
Like the invisible occupation. Where everybody gets super paranoid because you don't know if there's soldiers around you at all times.
He just takes all their money. Like they've spent, the highest bidders give him so much money for the invisible army, and then they find out like, oh, wait a minute, there's only 5 guys here. Burgers and fries.
There's just one guy, it's Joey. They make one invisible man. It's just Joey's just in there like pulling strings to make it look like there's a bunch of invisible guys in the room. Excellent work, Joey. You've earned this paycheck.
This is probably the best world domination plan, really. Like, it doesn't involve a giant laser. He's just duping everybody out of all their money.
It's the best. Joey's to periodically go by and just like make noise like they're soldiers. He hides like tape record or like phonographs with sounds of marching.
They have like the John Philip Sousa record that he plays when he's like holding the band instruments up with the string.
Wow, they're really good for soldiers, right? We train them well.
Fidelity is odd for them being live, but I mean, what's next?
Up next, we have Voyage to the Prehistoric Planet.
Okay. First of all, it's prehistoric.
So this happened back then.
It happened before, like it was a planet before Wait.
So every planet.
I don't understand. Like there was no history about this planet. What's prehistoric about it?
Well,
this is just a fancy way to say there's dinosaurs, right?
A spaceship orbits the planet Venus.
But a spaceship before history. This is Star Wars.
Long ago.
In a galaxy far,
galaxy exactly right here and about 2 planets over.
Before Venus got all weird with its weather patterns.
Piloted by astronaut Marcia.
Terrible Star Wars name.
Yeah. On the surface.
Marcia Solo.
No, this is great. She's the only one named.
Okay.
It's a spaceship orbits the planet, piloted by astronaut Marcia. On the surface.
Hey, by the way, just want to give props to whenever this was. I'm sure it wasn't in the early 2000s.
65.
Having an astronaut female pilot, pretty progressive.
Yeah.
Let's give a shout out to this stupid movie for that.
Yeah. On the surface, 2 fellow astronauts and a robot companion set out on a voyage of exploration.
A name because they're men.
We don't know that.
It says they're fellow astronauts.
Yeah, and she is an astronaut. I think they had to point out that she's an astronaut piloting this ship. They set on a voyage of exploration, observed from afar by Professor Hartman. Like on the ship, on the planet, on Earth. Is
he just like sort of creeping out like from some other planet? Really they don't even know about it. He's just got a great telescope.
It's just like, a voyeur.
Oh, that Marcia. She pilots that ship so good.
That's creepy.
Wish she would pilot my ship.
First, they are attacked by prehistoric creatures.
Again.
Dinosaurs.
How? Yes.
There's no way it's not dinosaurs. Like 65 interpretation of dinosaurs, but dinosaurs are probably claymation.
This I really kind of want to see this movie now. I know that the title of the show is Did Not Watch.
Yeah.
And we have not in the past. It says didn't watch. It doesn't mean will never watch ever. It just means currently we have not seen these movies, and I intend to see this movie.
I think you want to see the movie.
I want to see the movie.
Okay. Well, I own it.
Okay.
I didn't bring it with me. And then they lose their robot in a massive volcanic eruption that consumes the planet.
But these guys with their diving bell pop up out of the eruption. So
no, that was on Earth. They're fine.
that was a secret. Like the caves had a teleporter in them.
Oh, okay. That's how it vanished.
Yeah.
He just went down to the teleporter. Then he's like, "You're not gonna get home. Why? Because we're on Venus
and back in time."
Yeah, it's not a good thing. It's a weird movie series.
But we're gonna meet this really great guy named Captain Solo in a minute.
Luckily, Professor Hartman.
And his daughter Marcia.
The survivor was Professor Hartman.
Okay.
And then he went crazy and became a voyeur.
Okay.
Just started watching people on Venus. Marcia and the 2 guys and a robot.
Okay.
Sounds like a sitcom.
Is that the end of the description?
Yeah, just the volcanic eruption that consumes the planet, presumably making Venus the poisonous death ball it is today.
But nobody wrote it down because if they had, it would have been history.
Yeah.
And this is prehistory.
Yeah, they found like that time tunnel in Planet of the Apes and they just went back in time.
Okay. I haven't seen that part of Planet of the Apes.
Well, that's the old ones.
I hope they get there. I hope they have a time tunnel in the new ones. Like get to the point like we have to go back.
I mean, in the first
James Franco shows back up in like the 5th movie.
I mean, in the first movie they mentioned the Icarus, which is the ship that gets lost in Planet of the Apes and winds up on the Planet of the Apes, and it gets lost in space.
Right.
It's in background stuff, but it's there.
And then Robbie the robot shows up.
Probably not
because they're lost in space.
No. All right.
So wait. So that's the movie though. Yeah. Like they land on the planet. They lose their robot.
Marcia's still on the ship.
Okay.
She's on the ship. 2 robots are on the surface.
And
with a robot, or 2 people in a robot are on a voyage of exploration, and they're watched by Hartman. Then dinosaurs attack, and then volcanoes everywhere.
I don't know what to do with that.
It's just there. It's just.
I feel bad for Marcia though. Like she's alone on the ship now. Like her friends are dead, and like Professor Hartman is creeping out on her.
Well, luckily there's a direct sequel.
Okay.
And it's Voyage to the Planet of Prehistoric Women.
Yeah. Okay.
It came out 3 years later. A group of astronauts attempt to rescue a party stranded on the surface of Venus. Probably mid volcanoes and dinosaur attacks.
Well, yeah, this is one of those volcano parties.
Yeah. In the process, they encounter numerous perils, including distinctly unfriendly prehistoric monsters. As opposed to the friendly ones.
They're distinctly unfriendly.
Yeah. Like they clarify before they attack. They're like, listen, I'm not nice. I'm going to eat you in the most painful way possible.
Let me be clear. I'm first going to eat your hand.
Now, if you'll sign this document where you say that you understand that I intend to consume you and cause horrible pain to your body, then we can proceed.
We want to be very clear here.
And they say no and goes, well, I mean, and kicks them. The Planet of the Lawyer Dinosaurs. The worst planet ever.
We're going to eat you, but then we're going to sue you if you give us indigestion.
Their misadventures are watched from afar, not by Professor Hartman, but by a group of telepathic alien women.
Does it say not by Professor Hartman?
No. That'd be great. And they mention in the first movie, and then he never shows back up in the series. Are watched from afar by a group of telepathic alien women who worship a pterosaur named Terra.
First of all, lame name.
They dropped the P. It's just T-E-R-A.
No. I'm not. I don't accept that.
No? What about misadventures watched by telepathic aliens who are not said to do anything? Is Professor Hartman with them? He's like been watching so nobody finds his harem of telepathic aliens that worship alien women.
He's actually the pterosaur. He has to put on they worship him, and that's great for him.
They didn't mention the first name.
Pterosaur.
They did not mention his first name in the first movie. It's Professor Terry Hartman or Tara Hartman, and they mispronounce it as Terry, and he's like, "Yes, I am Terra, your god."
He was wearing the costume to start out with, just like that's kind of like a fun thing for him.
No, it was one of those time portals that send you back in time into Venus. Right. He went to a costume party and he just stumbled into it, and then he found a bunch of telepathic women who are probably very attractive because it came out in 68. So he was like, "I am totally down with this." But I didn't like teaching anyways.
But again, it's sort of a Tusk situation where now he's stuck in the pterosaur costume. Yeah. Because if he ever gets out and they find out, they'll kill him.
Yeah, my greatest question though with the sequel. Is Marcia still on the ship? Is she still there? Because if so, poor Marcia.
She got hit by the volcanic ash.
No, she's in a spaceship. She's above that.
It was like really bad volcano.
Then everyone on the planet is dead.
Well, we thought that they were at the big end of the last one, right?
I didn't say they died. Just it was consumed by volcanic eruption.
The whole planet was consumed.
Yeah, and
eaten up.
Yeah, people. It also doesn't say that they find the party or the robot. So everyone from the first movie is dead except Marcia, who's just alone, floating, sadly. And then, yeah.
What my favorite part about this is that, so in the context of this is a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
In the first movie, the telepathic women were there,
just not mentioned,
and the guys just didn't see them.
I know it's not, but I hope that they had planned to make 2 movies, so they just have like subliminally, like in the background, you see like women occasionally like peeking around rocks, but they're like way back there. So people are like, what is that? And 3 years later, it's like, oh, it was telepathic women the whole time.
Do you think? Okay, here's my question about this too, because I thought about this. It took them 3 years to make this sequel.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, this did not take 3 years to make.
No.
They went out in the desert somewhere with like some ladies scantily clad and got some claymation dinosaurs, possibly stock footage from another movie, and just cut this together in about 5 weeks.
I would like to see these both back to back. Honestly.
I'm down with that also.
Maybe we'll do a review of movies we watched.
That might be a special episode in the future, Brantley.
All right.
But for today, I think that'll do it for us here at Too Weird Didn't Watch. Thanks, you guys, for listening. If you have not subscribed to the podcast already, do that in whatever version you choose to do it. We're on Google Play. We're on iTunes, hopefully by now. We're on YouTube. Share it around to your friends if you like what you're hearing, and we'll be back next week with more weird movies.
Bye, guys.
Bye.